Top of the morning, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news, as you guys seen, concerning Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. Okay, and this new news is coming from the boxing man. Okay, he is a boxing figure, mostly popular on X, known as Twitter, and it said, quote, "If AJ ever got Fury in the ring, it's lights out, power, precision, and that killer instinct. Fury's never faced anything like Joshua. Styles make fights, and AJ's style ends this one early." And those are the words of the boxing man. And let me counterpunch. I find it very, very convenient, before just getting into the idea of AJ fighting Tyson Fury. I find it very convenient that Tyson Fury is returning to the ring shortly after AJ made a comment to Joseph Parker in regards to Tyson Fury. And you guys remember the slogan. He said, "I'm proud of Joe Parker and all that. He's accomplished a lot. Real recognizes real." And he said, unlike his mate, Tyson Fury, he said, "I would dissect his career and record in minutes, but I'll leave that one for potential gloves are off if he ever comes back and fights Big Femi." You guys remember that? And now all of a sudden he has told Frank Warren that he wants to return to the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where I just think it's too convenient. You hear AJ call you out, disrespect you, right? Set an opportunity for you, and you come back to the sport. I think one has a lot to do with the other. But anyway, moving on with that one. I think that AJ fighting Tyson Fury would be a very good fight. I've always thought that AJ beat Tyson, and the crazy thing if Wilder wasn't as damaged as a lot of people, thought he was, I think Wilder might have beat AJ, so I think AJ would have beat Tyson, and then, and Tyson, of course, beat Deontay Wilder, but Deontay Wilder beats AJ. You know what I mean? It could be one of those situations, maybe, maybe not. Let's just hope we get 2 out of 3 at least and see this fight. But AJ fighting someone like Tyson Fury would be a good fight, because I think AJ doesn't get enough credit for having heart. Okay, I don't know about his chin. Okay. But I know he can be hurt. I know he can go down, but I also know because of the heart, he can get back up. So that being said, I look at Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury is a very good fight. And I think, Tyson Fury would be better off trying to box AJ just right off the top, because if he tries that, hey, let me go Crunk style on AJ.
Wilder showed in the first 2 fights. Wilder's got to get by Fury, and down goes Deontay Wilder.
He'll put himself in a situation where I don't think he's ever been in. You know what I mean? Because AJ's I think he's a lot quicker and a lot more precise than someone like Dillian Whyte. So Dillian Whyte was trying to do things he just physically wasn't able to do. That's why he got caught. He was slower. His reflexes weren't as keen as Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury, of course, took advantage of that. I don't think that'll happen with AJ. AJ's always better with guys his own height, or a little taller. You know what I mean? And I just see AJ landing something and hurting Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury, I think, his boxing prowess is underrated in this situation, because I think that he can frustrate AJ to the most part. You know what I mean? And it would be a hell of a fight. Most importantly for British boxing, it would be the pinnacle, the biggest fight that you can make of British fights right now that we've never seen, that we've waited a long time to watch. So it's a good fight, and I think this fight is looking more realistic. You know, boxing is one of those things like, hey, it's like watching an episode of Entourage. We can't do that. Then later on in the episode, yes, we can. Boxing is the same way. You know, so you guys tell me what you think of the boxing man's prediction that Anthony Joshua would destroy Tyson Fury. It won't go the whole 12. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.